Alright, curiosity got to me. Magnacraft relay. This guy here would really trip you up. That's a relay selling itself as a three-legged capacitor. That is neat. I'd think that if I seen that in a radio, I'd think that was some kind of capacitor with a TVI trap coil or something wrapped around it. That's about it. Oh, we tore our box. Well, figure I'd throw that on there a little bit. That guy there was a trip. I'd put some power on him, but I imagine the pinout's probably in this box, and it's not. They went all out of their way to make sure he was all snug as a bug in there. They're saying rectifier, but I don't see it. Unless they tore that thing apart. So, well, since I got you here, let's see what one of these coils look like. I apologize. I ain't got a tripod, so you're just going to have to stare at dirt while I get this thing out of here. That is neat, though. That's the coil assembly. And that's the contact. Single pull, double throw. So you could take one of them coils and one of them other boxes, and I imagine you would bolt them right here and make your own. So why don't they do shit like this anymore? You always buy something and you have to make it work for whatever the hell you want to make it work for. But back in the day, they're like, you want to have 37 contacts and 2 stator magnets. We'll sell you everything I need for your project. Maybe they just don't want people to think anymore. Want them all to be stupid and buy shit off the shelf and not even play games because grew up in a whole entire life full of child-proof receptacles. I mean, let them stick that knife in there. I remember my first time, Pap looking at me saying, "Yep, you won't do that again, will you?" I'm running through the house screaming because my fingers hurt looking for Grandma because I need a piece of candy. My fingers are smoking and charred and burnt. But anymore, I'd have to go in the safe space or stand in the corner because they tell me not to do it. Make sure I didn't do it. That just make me want to do it anymore. That's one of them real tall, skinny light bulbs. I got a signal generator that I've been working on. This guy here, now he worked and then he quit. But he will run one of them goofy night light bulbs because that's some kind of crazy oscillator circuit. And I know for damn sure that long skinny light bulb that's in this might fix that. I'm going to have to give that a shot. I've been wanting to get that thing to work for the longest time. I even went as far as printing a whole new circuit board because the traces come off the other one and mine looks just as shitty as the one that was in it because I couldn't get my printer to print. So I just laid the old one down underneath a piece of paper and traced it on the new one. And then I got the etching stuff and piece of copper clad board here and cut and tried to make me something. And ultimately I'm going to make me a 2-stage HF amplifier. I'm probably going to try to scab the parts off of one of these guys. Make me 2 transistor pockets. Try to maybe use one of these IRF 5 whatever 20s. I don't know. There's another one here. This guy actually works. And I'm screwing around with the tuning on that transformer. And these MOSFETs has been changed about 16 times. Because this thing here, it'll work great. You can see I put that thermal couple in there instead of the voltage divider on that VR and bridge that gap. But there's just a lot of problems. I copied a radio design here from one of them hams. And the Chinese are selling this board. They used to be like $12. This is that HF 50 something Chinesium kit. And I think there's IRF 1N 320s or 200s or whatever they are. I got about 30 power inverters here because my camp's solar. And I use them 12 volt inverters for everything. And I keep burning out MOSFETs. And I bought a bushel basket full of them. I mean, there's some fallen soldiers down here. There's one right there. I think something happened to him. One of these little control circuits went, yeah, it got shorted out. And you can see my trying to convert through-hole stuff to surface mount board, and he worked. Then something let the smoke out, and as cheap as these things are, I put it in the effort bucket along with that other one. And there's probably 2 or 3 more up there. I'll just put that in the effort bucket. But them solar grid tie inverters I got, they're a little crusty. So, I mean, they're laying everywhere. I burn these things out. If you'll focus. These things here I got from China. About every other one of them burn out. You got to test every one of them. But, let me dig around in here. Let's see, there's another one. I don't know. I'm always burning something up. Breaking shit that ain't broke just so I can fix it, I guess. But I don't know. So that's where we're at with the amp. I get a screwdriver, a ratchet to get that out. We'll get that apart. I'll get this on the Variac. Get a grommet for that cord. Make Mr. Carlson happy. He's gonna smack my fingers. Other than that, I'm gonna call her quits for the night. I just wanted to show you that neat little relay that I found. I thought that was interesting. Man, if that was in a radio, I'd have cut that out of there and pull my hair out trying to figure out what kind of capacitor that was. But, alright, I'll catch you guys here on the flip side. We'll see what happens.